Most people will not survive the next 2 weeks because they have no idea what is actually coming. It's 8:14 on an ordinary Tuesday night when every light in the country dies at once. She doesn't know it yet, but the life she had just ended in a single second. No warning, no sound, only darkness and the slow, cold realization that nobody is coming. This is not a storm, this is the grid itself, and the moment it fails, a clock starts ticking. In the next few minutes, I will show you exactly what happens, hour by hour, and who walks out the other side. At first, nobody panics. A blackout is normal. The power always comes back. People light candles, they laugh, they tell the kids it's an adventure. They check their phones, full battery, no signal, not a single bar. The first hour feels almost peaceful. That peace is a lie. Because this time the substations are gone, the transformers are slag, there is no crew coming to fix it. And every hour that the grid stays down, the country slips further from the world you knew. By nightfall, the temperature starts to drop. Without power, there is no heat. The water still runs for now, but the pumps that push it need electricity too. The smart people fill every container they own while they still can. Outside, the city has gone completely dark. No streetlights, no traffic, no sound. For the first time in their lives, people look up and actually see the stars. And somewhere in the dark, the first desperate people are already starting to move. Morning of day 2, the stores open late if they open at all. The registers are dead, so it's cash only. Then it's whatever you can carry. By noon, the shelves are stripped bare. A store that fed a whole town emptied in hours. The gas stations go next. The pumps need power, so the fuel just sits underground, useless. Cars become metal boxes in the driveway. Suddenly, everyone is on foot. And the trucks that carry everything, they simply stop coming. A modern city holds about 3 days of food. After that, the math turns brutal. Day 3 is when the mask slips, when neighbors stop being neighbors. The first knock on the door is polite. Do you have any food to spare? The second knock is not a question. People who had everything are now bartering wedding rings for a can of beans. The hospitals running on dying generators go dark ward by ward. The police radios fill with calls that no one is left to answer. And the young woman from the beginning realizes the most dangerous thing in the world is now other people. But not everyone is falling apart. Some people saw this coming. They prepared quietly for years while everyone laughed at them. They never show a light at night. They never let anyone know they still have food. Their golden rule is simple. The gray man survives, blend in, look poor, and be invisible. While others fight over scraps, the prepared are warm, fed, and completely unseen. Here is what almost no one tells you. The first days are not what kills most people. It's the second week, when the cold, the thirst, and the sickness all arrive together. Without clean water, a simple stomach bug becomes a death sentence. Without heat, the very old and the very young are the first to slip away. The wounds that a hospital would fix in an afternoon now turn fatal in silence. And the hardest part is not the danger, it is not knowing if it will ever end. So who actually survives? It is almost never the strongest or the loudest. It is the ones who prepared 3 simple things before the lights ever went out. Water first. You can last weeks without food, but only days without clean water. Store it and learn to filter more, long before you ever think you'll need it. Heat second, a way to stay warm that does not depend on the grid and does not show a flame to the street. Food third, simple, calorie-dense, shelf-stable food that lasts for years. The mistake most people make is hoarding food they would never actually want to eat. Light discipline is everything. A single glow through a window can bring a mob to your door. So the prepared cover every window before the sun goes down. Security next. A door is only as strong as whatever you brace behind it. And the terrifying truth is that you may have to defend it alone. The silence rule keeps you alive. Sound travels for miles across a dead city. More people die from filth and disease than from any kind of violence. So you boil every drop and you keep your hands and your space obsessively clean. One dirty cut can end you now. A real medical kit is not optional. And you may be the only doctor your family will ever have. But the hardest battle is not out there. It is the one inside your own head. Fear, boredom, and grief will break more people than hunger ever will. So you build a routine, you give each day a shape, you survive it 1 hour at a time. The ones who band together outlast the ones who try to go it alone. But trust is the rarest thing left and the most dangerous thing to give. The person you feed today may come back for everything you own tonight. You even teach the children that silence is how they stay alive. By the end of the first month, the cities are almost empty. The desperate have either fled or they simply did not make it. And the young woman from the beginning shoulders a heavy pack and walks out of the dead city at dawn. The countryside is safer, but nowhere is ever truly safe. And then the real enemy arrives, winter. The first snow falls over the dead city, beautiful and utterly merciless. Cold does not negotiate, it simply takes the ones who were not ready. She counts the last cans and does the math no one ever wants to do. And sometimes, no matter what you do, you cannot save everyone. But even here, in the worst of it, there are small moments of light. The ones who lived through this were never the strongest or the luckiest. They simply decided, long before it ever happened, that they would not be a victim. In the end, it all comes down to a handful of choices you make right now, tonight. Water you can drink, heat you can hide, food that lasts, a plan you have already rehearsed. And the quiet discipline to stay silent, stay unseen, and never, ever panic. That is the entire difference between the people who get watched and the people who do the watching. Preparation is not fear, it is the deepest kind of love there is. They called the prepared paranoid, right up until the night the lights went out for good. The grid we lean our entire lives on is older and more fragile than anyone wants to admit. It does not take a war, a solar storm, a cyber attack, or one bad night, and it is all gone. And the only question that will ever matter is the one she asked, alone in the dark. When the grid goes down, and one day it will, are you going to be ready? If this opened your eyes even a little, subscribe. The next one could be the one that saves your life.